You're watching Good Morning Columbia, live from Main and Gervais.
Guys, for well over a century, our collective imaginations have envisioned a well-dressed, hair slicked back, accent-having, big-toothed fella living in a castle with a certain affinity for all red go-go juice. Yeah, many books, stories, movies have been made about Dracula. Originally written by Bram Stoker back in 1897, and now, over a century later, a new play about the Count takes stage, one with a very special connection to the author, Christopher Cook, author, playwright. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me here, Ty.
And as you astutely pointed out a few minutes ago, I said today is National Dracula Day. It's actually tomorrow.
That's right. I had to correct you. That's right.
Yes,
tomorrow is gently. Tomorrow is World Dracula Day. And that's the 26th. And I was just going to say that when Bram Stoker wrote the novel Dracula, he started in 1890. So it actually took him 7 years to complete this. And the publishers tell us that the book came out on or about the second week of May, but it wasn't until May 26th that it was available for the public to read. And that's how it was born into hence World Dracula Day.
So you've written a book and now play that is taking stage, and this is not just, and there's many books and movies about our favorite Count, but you actually have got a very special tie to Bram Stoker in this whole thing. Tell me about that.
That is correct. In 2013, my theater company at the time, High Voltage Theater, produced this big epic show. I wanted to do it. I began adapting this during that summer and found out that there was a man named Dacre Stoker who was the great-grandnephew of Bram Stoker.
Okay.
And I wanted to get in touch with him just to get his blessing.
Facebook him.
And that's exactly what I did. I will tell you. Let me tell you something. No, listen. I thought, okay, so he's Irish, so maybe he's in Ireland. That's going to be bizarre. I mean, how do I get in touch with him? Or he's also has Canadian roots, so maybe he's in Canada. So I was a little worried about how I was going to get in touch with him.
Sure.
I Facebooked him. You're not going to believe this. This part you don't know. And it turns out that he lives in Aiken, South Carolina. That's right.
So the relative of the father of Dracula,
the great-grandnephew of Bram Stoker lives in, and Dacre couldn't be here this morning. He's doing his own little thing elsewhere in the world. But he was, I did the adaptation, and he was the advisor to the script.
So this is about as close to Bram Stoker as you could probably get.
It's as close as you can get. If you put your nose too closely, you can smell the blood of the Stoker family.
Would you say his literary DNA is all over this book?
Yes. Well, that's pretty good. That's a good blood joke.
Hey, real quick, we have just a couple of seconds left. We got some props. You're getting ready for the play, and we're going to tell you about that here in a second. But real quick, go through some of these props.
Absolutely. Well, what I like to do is I collect screen-used props, and I just brought a few things based on Dracula. These are a couple of props right here that came from the TV series Dracula that was on back in 2013.
Short-lived series.
That's short-lived, and as we say, on another network.
Oh, that's all right.
Okay. And so this was a screen-used stunt flare gun used by the vampire hunters. This watch right here, pocket watch, was used by the actor who played Renfield, my favorite character.
Yes.
I've played him a couple of times. And since it is Geek Day, I have to tell you that I don't know why you had me on Geek Day, but I'm the only geek who would actually take a parking pass and have it framed. This is an actual 1991 parking pass used by Francis Ford Coppola's crew on his big movie.
I love it. I love it. All right, so the book signing tomorrow, big event as well, at Grecian Gardens tomorrow afternoon. Come see you, get this copy autographed. You're not getting this back, and you're going to autograph it for me.
I am
before
indeed.
You leave.
That's right.
Anyway, see, I'm going to get my copy.
It's just $15, but
that's fine. Just go ahead and bill Christy Vaughn. That'd be fine.
I'll be happy.
All right. So Christopher Cook, the stage adaptation, a new book, and it's really kind of cool if you're a Dracula fan, especially the original Bram Stoker's version, tied directly to the original authentic story of Dracula. I think it's a really cool story. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me on.
This is great stuff,
Thanks.
man.
Yeah, man.
Around. Details at abccolumbia.com. We're not sucking any sucking of some blood today.